Hello everybody, Grand Rising. Welcome to the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers. I am Sandy and I'm joined today with Matt for Rise Up Breathwork like we do every single Tuesday at 11 a.m. as a way to come together and just show the world that no matter what is going on, you have time to stop and smell the roses, right? And breathe and enjoy this free gift that we all have, this tool that we have to calm our central nervous system, to tap in, ground in, and just reset, right? Because sometimes, God knows, we all need it because little things happen all the time that just throw us, and it's really easy to pick up other people's energy, and it's really easy to need to breathe, right? All the time, we need to breathe. So I just wanted to let everybody know what is going on at PCS&M this week. We have Anna back tomorrow for our usual midweek reset at 1 p.m., which is a slow flow yoga class. It is an offering that is supported by our members, so please do come down to 63 Washington Street and just, learn about the gifts of yoga and what that can bring. Oh, and Stan's going to walk through, and that's fine. This is live. Here he comes. And then on Wednesday night, we have Matt doing a beautiful sound healing at 6:30 with Breathwork, which will be open to children. So if kids come, we would love to see those little faces and teach the next generation about breathwork. Friday, we have an event. We're actually not going to be at the church. We're going to be axe throwing for Stan's wedding. But Saturday, we have DJ Steve Miller coming down to the chapel to take to the altar to raise the vibration at high noon until 3 o'clock. And that is our weekly DJ service. And we are a 501c3 dedicated to raising the vibration, and vinyl records and dancing are my main sacraments. So come on down and dance with us and raise the vibe. If you go to pcsam.org, Stan has actually now separated the Soul Saturday events from the other wellness events, just to make it really easy to see like what's the healing and what is the dancing, which is also healing, but a little bit different because the DJ is here live. So what else is going on, Matt? I know you have like a little bit of a surprise for me today. I see you have the bowl set up around a yoga mat. Mm-hmm. So it looks like I'm going to be receiving some frequency, which Matt has a private consulting office over in Hingham and does these amazing one-on-one sessions. So essentially you're going to be kind of witnessing something that like may happen if someone comes and sees you in Hingham.
Yeah, this could be an example.
Right.
Of one thing I like to do. So yeah, today we're just going to do something a little bit different. We're just going to use just the Tibetan bowls today.
Cool.
And it's just an invitation for everyone to find their power within you. And so part of the focus for today is the invitation for you is, sometimes we do a body scan. Mm-hmm. And then we do a body scan like from the toe all the way up, and we kind of work it. Yeah. So I'm going to change how you're going to do the body scan today.
Okay.
And so for you and for everyone out there, what I offer to you to contemplate is to find your breath, bring your mind's attention to the breath, and then just really feeling into the body and kind of sinking and getting lighter and discovering the energy within us and feeling, just allowing our mind and our body to communicate together. Mm-hmm. And just see what's coming up. Like maybe you just might all of a sudden feel the muscles relaxing in the fingers. Mm. And then you kind of attune to that relaxation. And then maybe you have a calm breath, like really relaxed. And then all of a sudden you need like a big gulp of air and you're like, and so it's really an exploration of listening and tuning into what the body's telling you. Okay. And with the breath and with what part of the body are we focused on? Are we focused on the whole body? Are we focused on different parts coming up individually? Is it flip-flopping back and forth? Or maybe we're on the stomach or the hips, and then it goes to the full body. And then it's going to be to drop in and just really become light, and kind of like a 50-50 split between being your physical body and being your energy body, and really exploring that quietness and that stillness. So the sound bowls will be gentle. I might offer to you to place them on you if you want to hold anything. Okay. So with that being said, is there anything for you that's been alive lately? It could be simple.
Yeah, my heart.
Your heart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've like been noticing, just like wavering between a heavy heart and then trying to get myself back into like a loving state. You know what I mean? Because again, we all get overwhelmed, and this is an overwhelming world that we're living in right now. And so my heart gets heavy, obviously, because of the state of the world. So I'd love to focus on my heart today, and it's also this amazing harvest moon, full moon,
right.
Energy that we can harness, right?
So with the heart too, like if you're making that conscious choice to focus in on a negative vibration, right, of what's going on around the world, because that's a choice.
Right.
And so if you're choosing to briefly look at that stuff, how could we meet it? Like, what's something that we did last week? Like, how could we meet that lower vibrational energy when we need to interact with it?
I just try to meet it with compassion.
Okay. But what did we do last week? Remember?
What did we do last week? I smiled and giggled a lot. I do remember. Right. How could I forget that, actually?
So what if we brought a smile in as however we're engaging with something that's lower vibrational? What if we also met that energy from us, bringing in a smile? And then there's one frequency that's more powerful than the heart. You know what that is?
Is it the solar plexus?
It's not a specific area.
Oh.
It's
like the actual hertz.
So like our body gives off a higher frequency than the heart when we're in a state of gratitude. Yeah. Oh yeah. And so if we meet some of these, I'm just offering this to you and everyone out there because everyone's different, and sometimes we do have to engage and just be aware of things that are going on that may be of that lower vibration.
Right.
And so if we kind of plan for like, okay, maybe, Jay might be having something on TV at home when you come home. So how, like, to have that plan in action to be like, all right, how am I going to meet this? And to like come into that setting, say maybe with a smile and feeling that energy, and then just having gratitude for who he is, and just having gratitude and allowing for him to actually be who he is without any judgment to it, right?
Right, yeah.
Because there's so many other aspects that maybe, because it's good that you guys are a little bit different too, right? Because it's like, if you were all the same, then it might be boring.
Oh, of course.
And so to have gratitude for all the beautiful parts of him that you absolutely love, and then just have a little bit of gratitude for the things that are different.
Yeah.
Right.
And then gratitude for the fact that like what I'm seeing on TV, like we're in a different reality, right?
Yeah.
We are currently in a peaceful place, so even being grateful for that, right?
Exactly. Well, it can be anything.
Yeah.
And that's, I think that's part of the beauty, like, because sometimes I feel like, and this comes up with a lot of clients who I do work one-on-one with, is like, how do we meet situations? Like, and especially like, okay, maybe, your loved one you had like a little argument with, or maybe you had a disagreement with a coworker, or maybe you just weren't seeing eye to eye on a project, whatever the story might be, right? And so when we either later in the day meet with that person, whoever it might be, or the next day, like, are we putting a plan of action in for our energy to protect ourselves as we re-enter something that may have been a little bit difficult a few hours earlier or the day prior?
Yeah, energy protection is a huge thing, yeah.
So this is going to be about coming into our own power and really feeling the aliveness of our energy body and the physical body working together and being one, and then allowing for what's rising up that might be heavy, maybe the heart or something else, and just feeling in and doing a body scan, but letting the body guide us where we tune in with our mind. Because the more we really tune into the frequency, right, then we're going to find that regardless of what our situation may be.
All right, well,
How's that sound?
I'm game.
Okay, so I invite you to just get comfortable. Would you like a pillow?
I don't know. I don't think so. Do you want my head down there?
Yeah, let's do your head down there because that's a root. And then would you like a blanket?
Yeah, I might like a blanket.
So I'm just going to adjust the camera a little bit. So I'm just going to invite everyone to just become a little bit more comfortable, sitting down, laying down, and just adjusting your body in any way that you need to. And how do you want the blanket?
Just like on my legs.
Just on your legs?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just attuning to your body, attuning to the ground and the surface that you're laying upon. Attuning into your breath. And like I said, it's going to be just about really allowing for the body to communicate. So can we listen to what the body is asking for? So maybe we do have to focus on the heart, the beating of the heart, calming it down, relaxing it, allowing for expansion. And then how does the body want to breathe you? So what does the body actually want to feel? And how would the body like to breathe? And allowing for that communication to be open. So not really thinking too much. And if any thoughts do arise, just kind of retuning back to the breath and what's alive in the body. And then just feeling into the connection with the ground, the chair, your clothes. And just feeling that connection it has with the body. And then so as we're kind of a little bit more settled in and becoming a little bit softer, and just allowing for the back and forth between maybe becoming lighter and softer, and then what's the body asking for, or what feelings or what is coming up within our system, and can we relax into that, feeling like a little bit deeper sensation of how the muscles relax, maybe even feeling lightly like how they're connected to the bone. What if we were to take our eyes and look up while they're shut towards the third eye? And maybe even allow for that opening to occur so that we can kind of also see whatever is coming up more clearly. And so a part of this, as we're falling into less of the physical and maybe a little bit more of energy, and feeling the energies of our body maybe becoming in alignment or more into balance. Can I maybe see that this energy that I am deliberately creating in this moment is an energy of my truth, my power, your power. Like finding your energetic power to be with you throughout this day, to stand truly in your power. Even when we're moving about in the world, we can be in this energetic state and in the physical body and communicating and doing our daily things. So just an invitation for this energy to become truly your truth and your power, the point where people can't help but to look at you, because the power energetically is so strong that people are just naturally going to be attracted to you. And maybe when we start discovering this power that can really be with us, and even a question may be something along the lines of, do I have a morning practice that helps me to find or to discover this power to step into my new day with? Am I open to receiving guidance so that my words, actions, maybe fall in line with the collective as a whole? Just being gentle with your energy and just an invitation to sit quietly within your energy. And, some of us might be new with what this may feel like. Some of us may have felt it before and done a little bit of work. Some of us might be able to tune into it at will. Whichever scenario you fall into, part of it is to actually have some gratitude towards this discovery, this ability that we all have to drop into the sensation and the beauty of what we are giving off. A part of this is what has been disconnected from us for so long as well too. And so a part or a piece is, can I develop a relationship with this energy so that it maybe does become a little bit more a part of who I am? And discovering ways to tune into what this is. And regardless of what may be even going on around you, it's just all a part of it. We have some construction going on in the building. And so, but that's a part of it. Disruptions in life. How do we meet a disruption in our day? We can laugh a little. We can smile into it. We can even take in the energy and just be like, oh, it's just no different than a singing bowl, right? We can just find the frequency of that sound. And honor it. And there's nothing wrong with honoring like a disruption. I mean, life is full of disruptions within each day, so. But when we can maybe become friends and develop a relationship with the energy of our truth, as we become lighter and softer, allowing for any type of sound to be soothing, to take it all in. Everything is always exactly how it's meant to be. So I just invite you to maybe drop a little bit deeper into your energy. Maybe seeing yourself being tall, regardless of your height. Maybe even seeing yourself as like 10 feet tall, standing above everyone. Seeing the spinal cord in alignment and standing strong. That connection to the earth, through the root, to the bottom of the spine, and really just imagining the spine as that strong tree, stable, strong, ability to withstand anything. And then imagining within that, like the glow of your energy and the power of it. And as we develop a relationship with this energy and learn how to also bring it into our day when we're interacting with others or just walking around. Like a part of what I said before, like you will know you are in this energy when you can really feel this again. You will know it when people are just turning their heads and looking at you. And maybe just curious, like, who are you? Like, it just raises that question. Like, when you're when we become powerful within our energy, and it is from a place of truth, our authentic self, maybe that motherly, loving compassion that we have for the world, regardless of what may be going on, for ourselves and for the people around us. And then when we think of even the solar plexus, when everything's in line, part of the solar plexus is our empowerment. Our throat chakra, when it's open and we are in that state of intuitiveness and we can receive, then maybe we are speaking exactly what people need to hear. We don't have to have thought go into our words. Let the words drop out. Trusting in the nature of our language, really being what people need to hear. Can I feel how alive I am in this state of relaxation? So tying in the physical with the energy body and the physical body, bringing it to alignment together to where both the physical and the energy of us is in our truth. We're hyper aware of everything around us, the beauty of everything around us, how soft we feel, how light we feel on our feet as we move, and really feeling how the energy affects others around us. And seeing that reaction from people. Maybe even being, what if we were in a place of more silence with less words? And if we do need to speak, maybe it's that much more powerful without feeling like we have to overdo it. Our few words of choice stand so much in our truth and within our power of who we are that the less said is actually more powerful because it's coming from this energetic place. As we receive and allow ourselves to be that open. And then just an invitation to gently kind of stay within your energy, but in your physical. But what I would like for an offering for you is to be able to stand up within the next minute or two, just taking your time and kind of bringing yourself back with the balance between both the physical and the energy body. And then to be able to slowly work your way up and stand up. Inviting in some movement, some stretching maybe before getting up. Maybe moving the head, opening the mouth. A really beautiful exercise is really almost like yawning, but really just like really moving the mouth around. It can create a yawn, which it just did for me. Moving the neck and really like moving the body and bringing all the energies into balance here for a moment. And then when you stand up, my invitation to you is to kind of bring your feet apart so you're a little bit more stable. Hands down and apart with palms facing out in front. And then the invitation here is to connect the energy body with the physical body, in alignment with the mind. Because the goal here really too in the end is the mind is no longer in control as it usually is. What if our energy body is in such alignment with our truth and in balance with the physical body that the mind actually becomes a tool for the energy and physical body? It's taking a back seat. And so just imagine your power coming out of every part of you as you're standing up here for a moment. And then in your own time, just an invitation to sit. And as you find yourself in a seated position here for a moment, just to stay with that power for a moment. Feel that connection with yourself. Feeling that connection with your energy And sometimes too, like this energy, like when we're struggling with an inner energy that maybe we're trying to not have as part, like we want to transform an energy of discomfort, an energy that was a part of who we were, not a part of who I am now, but it's still present. And so if we're in this power of our truth, we're developing a relationship with this energy body, the energy within us, around us. What if not only others feel this energy and look at you more often, but what if we took this energy and met it with an energy that we're trying to transform to help soften it, support it, hold it, hear it, but maybe let it know it's just not a part of who we are and it's not necessary. And in time we can change that energy into something new. Because the energy never goes away, but it can be transformed into a new energy of service. But when we can meet it from this place, well then we're going to most likely, we can really start to maybe change or put things aside. How was that for you today?
So this is probably like the number one example of why I love sound healing. Like I had the full body like tingles. I love the feelings that I get in my body from the frequency. It really helps me to like not, to actually meditate, like to actually go to a different place because I'm just so I'm so in the moment. I'm so in the moment, and I really love the tingles. Like I love that feeling, and I love the way even my posture is right now. Like it reminds me of a toddler. Like if you ever notice like a baby, they usually start sitting up around 6 months old. They always sit up completely straight. Their spines are straight. They're in their power, right? They only know their truth, right? So that I feel like my posture feels amazing. As far as the physical body goes, I felt around my heart a lot of stagnant energy was broken up just even in my lungs, like my lungs and my throat. I almost feel like I could like go hook up a loogie.
Probably, yeah.
Like literal like stagnant mass of something was definitely shifted. I feel light. I feel so light, and I think we talk a lot about how we show up and how we carry ourselves, and I talk about that with my kids. Put your shoulders back, stand up straight, and like even putting that smile on your face. It's like how you show up, and like you said, people are going to be magnetically attracted, or those who you hope should be attracted to you will find you. Because you don't always want to attract everybody, but I know that feeling of like having a magnetic personality is like it's a gift, but it can be a curse. So this is where the energy protection comes in. But like yes, how you show up, how you present, how you feel, and like going back to like how I feel when I see the news and when I see things that I can't control. This is why I love this work and doing the work, because it brings us back to the present moment and what we can control, because we can't control most things frankly, but what you can control is how you are showing up in the moment right now. And so this is an awesome reminder, Matt. Like I really do, like I feel really like awesome. Like I feel like I can go conquer the world. I can go do the thing that I might not want to have to deal with. So energy healing, sound healing, guys, it's wow. I can't believe I didn't discover it until my 40s, but like I will never not do this. Like it just like, again, you can't explain the feeling until last week I couldn't explain the feeling from the exercise that we did, because I felt I was like so giddy and like on another planet. Now I actually feel almost the opposite. Like I'm super grounded in this moment. It's just like every exercise brings a different energy, and this is why it's so fun to practice. And this is why I love our church, because we are introducing these things to one another as we discover them, right? And yeah, it's just wow. Yeah, no, I like almost like I feel like I could fly. Maybe someday I can.
You can if you want to.
But no, I do. So. I feel great. I feel awesome. Like I said, I feel like a lot of something really like stagnant was like, here, and now I almost need to continue the practice and do some like light like massage even, you know what I mean, and like kind of
and
release
even
more.
like if you feel like you need to like hawk something up, like just knowing that like that's healthy, because anytime we excrete anything from the body, from sweat to spitting to blowing our nose, like that's cleaning and cleansing out our system. Like it's releasing toxins that are within our system. Hence also why the sauna is good as well. And like yesterday I went and sat in a steam room. Whew. You know, talk about clearing the sinuses and everything out, like wow. And I think too, like I loved how you brought up like the difference between how you're feeling now versus with the smile. And so in part of what I was saying with developing a relationship, because we do want to have healthy relationships with other humans, like, because for me it's like the first time I've ever done that in the last like 5 or 6 years probably. And I was also like absent from people for a couple of years where I didn't engage socially at all, and I was just diving into this work. But also the relationship of our different energies. And so because maybe you want to be in that energy of the smile with something, but then maybe also you want to bring in this energy later. And so as we develop these energies, we can tune into them, just like the old-fashioned radio when we used to have to turn the dial instead of pushing a button.
Right.
But maybe do that. Maybe go into and feel the static until you find, right there.
Yeah.
And I used to love that when I was a kid. And but now we get to do it with our energy, and we can really tap in to these different energies to help us meet the present moment and whatever is there with that moment, whether it be something of a lower vibration that we need to maybe think about for a moment, you know, because the world, we have to be aware of what's going on, but we also want to be in this world.
Right. What energy do you meet it with? Right. And it's like shame, fear, guilt, worry, grief. Like, you know, well, grief is maybe different, but like worrying and ruminating, I kind of also equate to that lower vibration. It's like, again, this like, how do you shift it? How do you meet it? You meet it with a little bit more power and confidence that like, it's not my burden to carry, maybe even. Like, that's been a mantra for me this year. It's not my burden to carry when I get to the point of, it's a way to protect my energy. When I would have maybe thought, oh, what could I have done? What should I have done? I didn't help enough. And in yoga, I learned that helping can sometimes almost be considered an act of violence because you're taking away the person's power to help themselves. So I stopped saying, you know, my name, Sandra, actually means defender of humanity, ;helper. So I always thought of myself as a helper. But I never thought about how that can actually like be forceful sometimes, or be perceived as like, oh, this person's like I'm not enough, or, you know. So I think like I've been shifting my words because of my training. Instead of saying I want to help you, it's like, no, how can I support you? Like, how, you know, how could you feel more in your own power? So I think like, you know, words cast spells and words matter.
So I have something to add to that.
Yeah.
Have you noticed how sometimes I say things in a question?
Yeah.
Like, what if, can I, isn't it, what if, like these things, like too, like if you're working with someone in yoga, and so if you came up to someone in that like question form too and be like, what if the body was able to lower your bottom down and touch your feet? What if you can get a little bit closer? And so I think sometimes too, like, I think when we're teaching and working with someone of that nature, instead of being like commanding, and be like, well, you want to have this,
right? So
and then we can allow for exploration through like a question like, can I? Isn't it possible to, like? And so when we bring these in and feel into them, and then I think that allows for some expansion with the individual. And I just wanted to throw.
Yeah, no, I agree, because you're asking me a question, right? So now immediately, what my mind is the first thing that's in control, not like just putting your body into the position. Now your like mind is like visualizing it, right? Like seeing yourself do, oh, maybe, and then maybe I can do that. And then kind of working your way down into the body from the mind. Yeah, I have no, I mean, hey, we've been doing this for a few years, Matt, and we've definitely both shifted the way that we've presented and the way we try to, you know, communicate, because that's the point of the work, right? Is like having these like aha moments and realizations that like, oh shoot, like I hope they didn't take that the wrong way or whatever. But again, all of these things that we're doing here at the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers are open and available to you if you go to pcsam.org. You can tap into this program every single Tuesday and our yoga program every single Wednesday. And we do have this support group called Integrated Recovery Practices, and integration is like this big, you know, hot topic like in the wellness world, in the psychedelic space, and, you know, the healing space. Like, how do we integrate? How do we, it's fine to like go do a healing, but then like how do you actually, you know, present in everyday life and work it in, you know? So that's what we're trying to do on Friday nights is, you know, come together for integration of, you know, how we're gonna take this stuff into actual society, you know, because society is what we make it. And we live in a society right now that, you know, sometimes I'm slightly scared of, but again, that's a lower vibrational frequency. So instead we're creating our own society, our own culture, not to be confused with cult. Stan, I know you got me those Sandy for President t-shirts, but we are not, but you know what I'm saying. It's like, but that's why people spin those words, right? Because it's like, maybe they're just on like a different, they have their own culture, you know what I mean? And so everyone's comparing. And so anyway, so the point is we are just down here having fun, playing with, you know, really like, I just think that like a lot in the world is way too serious all the time right now too. So I just encourage you to check us out. A week from this Friday, we have Jenna Lowe coming down from Maine, and we're gonna have our first astrology night. And just again, exploring how our relationship with the cosmos is affecting the way that we show up. And just talk about it, you know, sometimes just like, that's, to me, this is like therapy, you know what I mean? So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I don't know if you have anything else to add, Matt.
So hopefully I'd love to see you tomorrow evening at 6:30, and then because I think you can experience this, like according to my one friend who listens to this every week, and he does it with headphones and he loves it, and he's in another state. But I think when you're in person too, like to come experience it. And, and it's just I think what you said is just perfect. It just hits us. Like
I enjoy the Zoom at home with headphones if my physical condition is in a state of like either like I'm slammed because I have like cramps, or I feel like I'm getting sick, or maybe mentally I can't be around other people. I love it at home because then you can just like literally like go to bed, right? But there's nothing like having the frequency of the you know, they're all different metals. Like they're all
amazing.
There's something, the resonance is obviously never going to transfer over the airways the exact same as in person, but they both have their time and place for sure.
So what used to give off this resonance that we've stopped doing?
Church bells.
Church bells.
Yeah. You would hear them all the time. Yeah. Right.
It's kind of sad that we've taken them out.
Well, I have church bell on my little chapel in Maine, and that was part of it. I wanted that, like, you know, bring in, like, get the kids home for dinner, right? Like, reset everybody. But no, thanks, Matt. I feel awesome. I have a lot of things that I really need to focus on this afternoon, and I feel really clear-headed to do it, so I appreciate this. This was awesome today. I really loved it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope everyone out there enjoyed it, and hopefully we see you around the shop at some point, and
come on down to
have a beautiful week.
I'll be here today. Great. Bye.